Welcome back, part 2, week.
I don't know. 12.
Don't know anymore.
I don't know.
But College World Series going on. Draft was yesterday, Major League Baseball, and I'll tell you, guys who we were closing the last one talking about Hunter getting drafted by the Cubs, and he'll come here. Another one who was drafted and did not come here, who was signed by the Gators, Lance McCullers Jr.
Yeah,
and it's interesting that the Astros are out there, and currently
they're first place.
11 games out. They've been playing 500, slacked up a little bit. But I'll tell you what.
That happens when you have 4 of your starters on the DL.
Yeah, exactly.
And one of them is still leading the league in ERA and in wins. I mean,
your top 4 pitchers are on the DL,
and they're still hanging tough.
11 up, yeah.
Well, not 11 up. They're still playing 500 ball.
Right. Yeah. That's the key. Is they're still playing 500 ball. I mean, you can stay there. You're all right.
But so the Astros still looking good. Other teams that have gotten hot over the last couple days.
Well, yeah, Kansas City. They've won 4 straight. It's going to be interesting to see if they can make a push in the Central. Minnesota's still in first place. I mean, it's and then in the National League, you've got the Dodgers now they've won 6 straight as of today. When we filmed this, but and the Dodgers have Kershaw, and he hasn't gotten hurt yet. And Stanton hasn't gotten hurt yet for Miami, and
he did. He got hurt. He got hurt and came back.
And he thought he was done again.
I thought he was done.
Yeah. He thought he was done.
And Ichiro was coming in there, and I heard that. I was like, well, there you go. It's middle of summer. Stanton's got to take a break.
But he hit a home run last night, as did Ozuna.
Ozuna did.
And if they had any pitching, well, their starters, again, the bullpen wasted 2 games, but they're ahead of the Braves. I mean, the Braves no longer in second place.
Now?
Well, the Braves aren't in second anymore.
No, they're not.
Well, it doesn't really matter. It's everybody else after the Nationals. So,
I got one question. I mean, we talk about him every week. Aaron Judge. When did we start looking at the Triple Crown clock? Do you think he has a chance?
It's June.
It's June. I know.
Give me September.
He's second in batting, first in homers, and second in RBIs right now. And who do you look at in history who reminds you of this kind of a rookie season?
Nobody, but you want to know what's interesting? Second segment.
Studio audience, live studio audience is here.
We've sat there.
We have a live studio audience.
Hey, live studio audience. What were we talking about right before the battery died?
Aaron Judge.
What
were we talking before the battery died?
Yes.
Because that didn't get...
Judge. Yeah.
Aaron Judge.
Well, Judge, doing well. It's a year of the rookie.
And a guy that...
Oh, you wanted to know when we start talking about the Triple Crown.
Right.
It's only June. See, people will figure it out, and he will have to make adjustments. Okay?
Right.
Once he goes one time through the league, now we start seeing what happens in June and July and August.
Did you see it happen a couple days ago?
I've been watching. Yeah, he's a good player.
Crushed it. Almost 500 feet. But I'll tell you a guy that's not getting any publicity with the Yankees, and I think should be an all-star ballot at least, is Aaron Hicks. I mean, he's hitting over 300. Pretty good defender. He's not even.
There's a lot. Can you believe this? And this is where we've gotten in baseball today. Okay, the New York Yankees, who are all names and duds for the most part historically. I mean, they've been good. They've had their time. But a lot of times, Steinbrenner, you sign all these guys. You got a roster of all these stars, except they were stars 5 years ago. Nothing happens. And now we're talking about the Yankees, and they're up there, and they're probably one of the least known teams of all the major leagues, of all the leaders.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
I mean,
they definitely have gone about it a different way after they
Aaron Hicks.
After they got rid of, Rodriguez and Jeter and those guys. And I think they had to some degree because they had spent a lot of their money on a new ballpark and a lot of big contracts. So you've got to build from your farm system.
Yep.
And
and in the National League, Cody Bellinger, with the Dodgers.
That's the guy that the
Is he
Dodgers
related to the other Bellinger?
I don't know.
I don't know.
The guy that played in the 60s, 70s?
No, that's Belanger.
Oh, that's Belanger.
Yeah, Mark Belanger, right?
Oh, okay.
This is Bellinger.
I was just checking to see.
You were trying to see. That's something I'd say.
That was. I almost got you, too.
Yeah, he's having a great season, too.
The Orioles. No, Bellinger's doing if it wasn't. I mean, all kinds of more home runs in his first so many games than any Dodger in history than any major. I mean, he's got 17 bombs,
17
almost 40 RBI.
Wow.
And the team's in first place. I
Yep.
mean, they're tied with Colorado, who's I think is on their way of saying goodbye. And Arizona's up there, I think, and they're kind of,
they're
I think
all tight.
that's the Dodgers division. Puig, after all his troubles last year, he's coming on. I mean, he's hitting the ball. He's hitting some hit a big time home run last night, and now he's suspended.
Why is he suspended?
He saluted the fans, or saluted the other team, or who did he
It
salute?
was a fan.
Was
It was a
it?
fan. He's a
Double
fan.
double salute.
You gave him the majestic
double.
flyover?
Oh, there you go.
2. Hey, he scores. He's going back, and he's like, hey.
Yeah, he said they were getting on him, and he reacted.
From the guys right there by the on deck
Yeah,
circle.
yeah.
It was. I didn't know if it was like to the catch, but
No, it was the
he's
fans.
going in the dugout right as he's passing. He kind of looks into the stands and did one of these.
Wow. Yeah, you just can't do that.
I didn't know what it was because when I saw it on TV, his hands were both real blurry.
I got it.
He was doing it that fast?
What?
He was doing it
He
that
must
fast?
have in the TV.
Oh, can't even pick
they
it up.
they blurred.
Can't catch
His hands were just blurry.
That's pretty
Yeah, sometimes you get caught up in the moment. You do something you probably shouldn't have done, and he'll pay for it.
I mean,
One game.
Mr. Met only used one hand.
just
Right.
one game.
Right.
He only got one game.
but he appealed it.
Yeah, so it'll be until they.
Why you appeal?
Why do you appeal?
Because then
Now
he's
he
got to
can
sit
play.
out today. Now he will wait until it's his day off, and that day he will drop his appeal. He'll serve his suspension on the day he was going to rest, and he'll be back anyway. And then you don't miss any playing time.
I guess so.
Now that's why they appeal.
I guess
very
You know,
good.
starting pitchers. Okay, I'm scheduled to start in 3 days. I'll wait until I get my start in, and then I will drop my appeal. And then all that's going to wind up happening, because starting pitchers usually get suspended 5 days, so
I
it
missed
messes
one
them
game.
up. No, you don't even miss one game. You just push your start back 1 day. I mean, it's basically what they wind up doing.
That's kind of
it's
crazy.
ridiculous.
It's crazy. Baseball is just kind of moving right along as we go through the dog days of summer, trying to get to the playoffs.
Rant.
All right, here we go. You got
Baseball,
You're
as
right.
we go on. The draft is going on. We got good hot races and everything. I got home yesterday afternoon and flipped on the TV, and on one channel is NBA Live and the other one is NFL Live. I know there's a lot going on. The seasons, both the NBA and the NFL seasons, are right getting towards the pennant races, and they're clutch and everything like that.
No, they're over. They're done.
Both of them are?
Yeah, they're
There's
finished.
nothing.
No, they finished.
So we're sitting there projecting on who's going to be showing up to the extra workout and who's skipping it and everything like that. And there's nothing about baseball. Meanwhile, I'm watching the Super Regional, and it's tough enough that they got the ticker, the one that used to be on the 20 minute after, 20 minute before, and on the hour. Remember the 20 on the,
Yeah, 20.
Now it's like constant, taking up some of the screen so you can't see the whole thing. And then right above that, nice and big in a little bar. Now you got 2 bars. The other one is the countdown clock
To the next game.
for the NBA championship game.
Ridiculous.
It's starting in 7 minutes, 43 seconds,
Right.
7
If
hours.
you cared, you would already know that.
Right.
Like,
ridiculous.
holy smokes, I almost missed it. What is this?
It's ridiculous.
But you know what's going to wind up happening? I told you.
Go ahead.
Okay?
What?
I give them until the end of June for the clock to start. You know how ESPN is with the NFL.
Oh, countdown to the
Super
NFL?
Bowl. 6 months. No, the Super Bowl. 6 months.
I thought it would be
27
7
days.
days.
Maybe the opening day. They'll have
thought,
the
yeah.
opening day clock here, and then they'll have the Super Bowl clock here. 6 hours. 6 months. 27 days.
14 hours.
I figured
14
you- I
hours
figured we
to
might get a
Super Bowl kickoff.
We might get a countdown to kickoff, but I don't think we're going to get a countdown to
Super Bowl kickoff.
It's ridiculous.
No, we won't get that far. But
It's
hey,
just-
look, the truth of the matter is,
No.
the truth of the
No.
matter is that we are in the minority in the fact that
I
we care
totally
about
disagree
baseball.
with that. I think people are so sick and tired of it because
Of baseball.
no, of all the NFL garbage.
Well, then why isn't the MLB network the most popular network on TV?
Exactly. ESPN pimps the NFL. They don't pimp baseball. They
No,
don't.
but you know what they did? The show with Millar and Rose
Right.
is now on ESPN.
I didn't
It's
know
an
that.
MLB Network show. It is on MLB, but it then right after it's on MLB or there's simulcasting, but it's on ESPN as well.
I didn't know
So
that.
I don't know
ESPN picked
why.
it up?
Yeah, ESPN's picking it up.
I don't know. Maybe all the networks are together. Who knows about all that stuff? I don't know. But you just have to realize that baseball is a game that you either love or you don't love. And while we love it, there are a lot of people who don't like
Does
it.
anyone,
watching-
except for Thursday Night Football, does anyone watch the NFL Network?
No.
No, I don't
Every
even, I don't
once in
even
a while
watch
there's a
Thursday Night
program.
Football because
Unless
it's
you're at the
also
t-
on
If there's a
CBS.
program like the Football Life or some program, a documentary or something, I might watch, but I don't watch the NFL Network.
But I also don't watch the MLB Network either.
I do. I do.
I rarely watch the MLB Network.
But there's games on there, and I watch the
There are
MLB.
games. And one thing that happened this morning, I was watching either Quick Pitch or the show that comes after it in the morning, and one of the announcers was talking about how baseball needs to change the game. The games are too long. I'm thinking, you need to leave baseball alone.
Well,
And some games are going to be long.
The games are too long because the networks make them too long
Thank
with
you very
all
much.
the
All the commercials.
With all the commercials, and you got 2 minutes. I mean, that's what we dealt with in super regionals. You'd have an inning, half inning, and 2 minute commercial. Half inning, 2 minute commercial. A walkout, change pitchers, 2 minute commercial.
I'll tell you, it was exciting, and you watch baseball. The baseball games drag. That one, the one extra inning
man.
game, it just dragged.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. I mean, you almost want to say at some point,
The time between pitches. I mean, I sit there, I go do something. It's a 1-0 count, and I go. I'm thinking I've missed like a couple batters. I come back and it's a 1-1 count. I missed one pitch.
Yeah.
And it was about 2 minutes.
oh,
I
you
missed
can go for
one
a half.
pitch.
You can go out for dinner and come back and not miss an inning.
You're right.
It takes,
It takes forever.
It takes too much time in between pitches. And get your sign, get in the box, and hit. Stay in the box. Don't let the catchers go out to the pitcher's mound 9 times. If you can't communicate by signals, something's wrong. Just yell it out. Hey, throw a fastball, dummy. I mean, do what you got to do. But it's ridiculous how much time we waste during games with, and especially that's not even counting the fact that if FSU, you watch FSU with
The
Mike.
human day-
If Mike
the
Martin,
human
human
rain
rain delay comes out, Mike Martin he'll come out. It'll be a 4-day affair. I mean, you can go out and get one of those custard shakes and finish it in Omaha before he gets back to the
and not
dugout.
get a brain freeze.
No, and not. And he
I mean,
wants
you can
everybody
drink it
to-
slow.
Oh, absolutely. You don't have to go fast.
And that's why one of my favorite players is Maldonado for UF. You know why? No gloves.
But he still does the same thing. He gets out of the box, he bends down, he gets a piece of dirt, he'll shake in his hand, he'll throw it down, and then he gets in there to hit. I'm like, dude, just step in the box and swing the bat. Swing the bat. Everybody does it. And you know whose fault it is?
Joe Morgan?
Well, Joe Morgan had the arm flip, but at least he was in the box.
He's in
doing
the box
flip.
for the arm
No,
flip.
who was it? Who was it? You know who it was.
No, not Bijou.
Nomar.
Nomar. That's right. Yeah,
Was the
Nomar.
first one that started doing all
that
the
stuff.
ripping the hand. I mean, like, does your glove come loose? Are you that muscular in your hands that your glove comes apart every time you swing?
Nomar.
No.
Yep.
So, there's a ways to speed it up, and a lot of that has to do with making some simple changes like, okay, stay
Do
behind.
him and
the
Mia
guy.
Hamm have any kids?
Who?
Him and Mia Hamm.
I don't know. I don't know that much about them.
Good athlete. If
David called me to announce it.
If they do, they would be really good, I would bet.
yeah.
Or really bad. One
kind of
too.
like Agassi and Steffi Graf's son.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for him. He's probably getting.
Well, he might be great. He might not be. I mean, it could skip a generation on both sides, and then you'd be totally out of trouble. Hey, listen,
The show is great. But
we are
No way.
out of time. We are out of
Done.
time. This
Because
is
of the
it.
delay.
No, we're out of time because
Out
of
of time.
everything. So, hey, we
Hey,
gotta
it was a
run.
good week. Great time. Houston Astros. Let's see if they can keep winning without pitching.
Let's see
The
if the Gators
Yankees.
can win
Let's
without
see if they
hitting.
can.
Go Gators.
The Yankees. Let's see if they can win without big name people in their lineup. I mean, it's really everything's kind of weird,
We'll
but it's
see.
baseball and it's fun.
Hey, we'll be back.